One of Joe Douglas's biggest goals for this offseason was to improve the Jets' offensive line. We signed Greg Van Roten to be our new guard, but are we better or worse because of it?
Jets, Jets, Jets!
Welcome to Jets Talk. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot today. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Guys, I have a link in the description down below for my mock draft contest. It's totally free to enter. I have about 150 people, I think, signed up for it already, and you can win some potentially cool prizes. So if you want to join and have some fun with us during draft day, link in the description down below. But let's get right into the video. We've already covered 3 of our free agent signings with Perriman, Desir, and McGovern. Let's look at Greg Van Roten and if we are better or worse because of this signing. So how does the grading system work? It's going to work the same way we worked it with the center position. We're going to look at their contract, the amount of starts they've had, so the percentage of starts over the last few years, Pro Football Focus grade, their Pro Football Focus rank, pass block grade, and run block grade. And then we're going to look at their last 2 years of statistics, and we're going to determine how many blown blocks they've had, how many sacks they have allowed, how many stuffs they have allowed, so the running back not being able to get past the line of scrimmage, and how many penalties they have committed and have hurt their team. With penalties, what I wanted to do was include all their penalties, not just the ones that were accepted. So this is going to include penalties that were declined as well as penalties that were offset, just to get an idea of how frequently these guys hurt their teams. The first thing we're going to look at is their size. Greg Van Roten is 6'3", 308 pounds, while Brian Winters is 6'4", 320 pounds. Contract-wise, Van Roten signed a 3-year, $10.5 million deal. He's getting $3.3 million for this season. Last year, Brian Winters counted against our cap $6.5 million. Starts, Van Roten has started in 84% of his games, and Winters has started in 78%. So Van Roten has been a little more healthy than Winters over his starting time. Pro Football Focus grade, 65.6 for Van Roten, 62.4 for Winters. That's good enough to make Van Roten the 23rd ranked guard and Winters the 38th ranked guard. That is counting all guards, not just left guards or right guards. So it's like 64 plus, depending on how many players started this past year. So pretty good. We're getting a starting caliber guard from the looks of it. In terms of their pass blocking grades, Van Roten was the better player here, 74.3, where Winters was a 58.3. In terms of their run blocking, Van Roten definitely struggled a little bit more than Winters, 57.3 in this category compared to Winters at 60.7. In terms of blown blocks, Van Roten has been blown up 23 times. Winters has been blown up 35 times. In terms of their sacks, Van Roten had 3 sacks given up over the last 2 years. Winters has given up 12 sacks in that time. In terms of stuffs, this is going to be something that I think probably needs a little more context than some of these other stats. And stuffs, Van Roten had 1 over the last 2 years. Winters has had 7. I don't know how many of those came in this past year with Le'Veon Bell. Because of his patient running style, there could be a situation where Bell is getting tackled behind the line of scrimmage just because of his the ability of him, or not the ability, but the way he runs. Like, he's not necessarily hitting the hole real hard where that might prevent some stuffs. So maybe some context with that stat there. Penalty-wise, Van Roten had half the amount of penalties that Winters had, 4 to 8. So obviously, Winters has kind of caused a little more harm to us as an offense than just his play would indicate. So overall, after I look at both these players and how they've graded out, I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt that I think we should be improved with Greg Van Roten over Brian Winters. Guys, let me know what you think of everything down below in the comments. Do you think we are in fact better, or is this grading system completely flawed? What would you like to see in future videos? Let me know in the comments, and as always, go Jets.